I am back with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Before I get started with this week's video, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about the newest episode of Teen Mom Family Reunion. We also talk about Teen Mom The Next Chapter when it's airing and random Janelle news here and there. I recap the episodes, I make them a lot shorter, sweeter, and funnier, so if that's something you want to watch, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this week's video. So we start off with Shawn. He says, "I'm ashamed, embarrassed, and I feel guilty for my behavior yesterday." Jade says, "Maybe you shouldn't drink. Drinking makes you feel like you're doing what you used to." Shawn vents a little bit to Tyler, and he tells him that he doesn't normally drink like this. And yeah, maybe you should keep that up, the not drinking. I don't like this idea of California sober for people who are serious long-term drug addicts, like, oh, I can smoke weed, I can drink, as long as I'm not shooting meth, it's all great. Like, I mean, just look at the person who popularized this whole California sober thing, Demi Lovato. She completely went back on her word, and she said straight up, "I do not support California sober. Sober is the only way to be." And maybe people should take note of that. Jade is not feeling well. She's swollen, she's anxious. Apparently she was sick with pneumonia before she even arrived to Columbia. And I mean, who can blame her for being stressed? It's not just Shawn being an ass. She's having these people go back and forth on whether they're gonna buy her house. Her wedding is coming up in less than like 2 weeks. And if she doesn't sell that house, she literally can't pay for the wedding, which is in 2 weeks. So her and Shawn sit today out. A medic comes and tells Jade to take 2 or 3 puffs a day of this device. No, Jade, not your vape. The asthma inhaler. Big difference, don't pretend like you picked up the wrong one. Everyone else heads to the beach for another workshop. This one involves what looks like giant icebreakers ice cube gum. You guys like that stuff? I love that stuff. But there's words on the cubes, and the goal is to stack what issue is least to most important to them and then knock the stack down. Tyler and Kate talk about Tyler's anger issues. Kate says, "When Tyler gets angry, my PTSD comes up, and I don't want to put that weight onto him." Tyler says, "My anger triggers Kate back to her mom being unpredictable." Which is interesting. I feel like if I saw Tyler get mad, I would just start laughing. He's very hard to take seriously. Like, okay, dude, go answer your OnlyFans messages so we can pay the mortgage this month. Taylor says that he needs more communication and time for the two of us. Macy says she needs intimacy, which Taylor says they need to communicate first to lead to that. Then a thunderstorm starts right before Cory and Taylor's turn, which really says something, I think. Both of them put trust at the top of their towers. Taylor says, "I feel like I have to forgive him for cheating." And he says, "I was a shithead 5 years ago. I regret it every day." Cheyenne says, "I feel bad that this is coming out. I don't think everybody knew about the cheating." Girl, shut the fuck up. This was on Ashley's Reality Roundup. All the Instagram blogs covered this back in the day. And apparently the same lawyer who Cory used to send out cease and desists to anyone who talked about the cheating news is the same lawyer that Cheyenne used to send out cease and desists whenever anyone talked about her car wreck mystery. Like, you knew that we knew, girl. Zach surprisingly takes Cory's side. He says 5 years is a long time to be in the doghouse over a mistake like that. Well, Zach, Cheyenne made you wait 10 years to hit it, so you're no stranger to waiting it out to get what you need sometimes. Cory says, "She still won't forgive me for that." And Dr. Mike points out, "Why are you saying it like that? You're so defensive about it." And Taylor says, "He's right, I'm not over it yet because we never worked through it." And I am completely unsurprised that this issue is still going on because it appears that they never really had a deep sit-down conversation about it. And probably not an apology until it's all on TV. So of course it never got resolved. No wonder it's still going on. Cory is much better at knocking down these blocks than he is at all this feeling talk, so good at him for getting that part right, I guess. Later on, Cory says, "It's not just my issues, you know," which of course shifting the blame onto Taylor, and unless she cheated too, which I doubt, is just completely wrong of him. You have commitment issues, Cory. You can't progress. But the only progression for us would be marriage? Right, Cory. Right. He's almost making the connection, guys. Just give him some time. Caitlin says, "I'm glad he hasn't proposed to her yet. Clearly they still have stuff to work through." And as the longest relationship on the show, maybe she has a point. But also, she definitely married Tyler when there were still problems, so I feel like no one on this show is like in any place to be giving advice. Later, Kate and Tyler are in the pool, and they strike up a very obviously producer-forced conversation out of nowhere about Mackenzie. Not Ryan's Mackenzie, we're talking about Josh and Mackenzie. So Mackenzie and Josh got divorced. Tyler says, "I'm surprised she got away. She was very attached to him." Yeah, she seems happy in her new relationship. And all I can focus on in this scene is Tyler making all these funky faces in the pool. Like, my dude, what are you doing in there? Like, why are you looking like that? You know, Cheyenne and Mackenzie have a past. Apparently they had some online beef. Like, I'm excited to see Mackenzie, but I might be the only one excited to see her. Damn, Caitlin, you have to roast Mackenzie like that? Later on, Caitlin says, Tyler and I have the best intimacy of all the couples here. Pretty bold claim. So we bought sexy gift baskets for everyone. Lingerie party tonight. And yeah, they got the butt plugs, the BDSM gear, the feather boas. Nothing is hotter than a feather boa. And then Taylor, who was probably the most attractive one there, she says, I'm not confident to wear this anymore. I have mommy body. And that is just so sad to me because it's clear that Cory is not making this woman feel beautiful. No, he's clearly too busy making himself feel beautiful. He comes out in a sexy gladiator outfit with his whole ass sticking out. And he says, I've always wanted a Team Mom orgy. Which is a terrible sentence out of context. Cheyenne says, Taylor is so reserved. She needs to come to this lingerie party. And I'm not sure where this narrative is coming from, that Taylor is like this shy, delicate wallflower. Maybe she's feeling less confident now, but she was not so shy when she was twerking in that thong on Cory's Instagram story. And yes, this was after having her first kid. And she wasn't so shy when she was spitting loogies on Alicia on Are You the One? Yes, I remember that. Poor little Taylor. Finally, Taylor does come down to the party saying, Cory makes me feel good about myself. That's why I came today. Doubtful. Caitlin reveals to Cheyenne that Mackenzie will be coming soon. I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. I don't know how I feel. She made insensitive comments online, calling a black woman, Kamala Harris, a colored woman. She asked to call me, we talked for an hour, she didn't even know about segregation. I had to break everything down to her. And then at the end of the call, Mackenzie said, I'm so appreciative. My husband thought you were going to be an angry black woman. So I tweeted, ignorance is pervasive. Mackenzie thought that I was talking about her, and I mean, I was. She messaged me asking why I said that, and I said, I do not accept your white tears. She was like, went crazy. Went live on Instagram crying, saying that she tried to make amends with me. And in the meantime, someone came to my house saying that I was wrong. Some people were calling my parents' business, which I don't see how that's Mackenzie's fault. That's just like psycho fans. Zach says, Mackenzie needs to do the work and learn. I pray that she's grown. And yeah, I remember all this going down forever ago, like early 2021. And Mackenzie did say colored woman. They caught that on Facebook. And then right after that, she got called out and she said that she meant to say woman of color and she just didn't know the right terminology. And honestly, I believe her. Of course, she shouldn't have used that term. It's like what they used in the 1950s and the water fountains. Not good. But I believe more than anything that Mackenzie is literally just stupid. She's not educated. She's well known for being dumb as shit and making dumb comments. And she apologized pretty immediately after she was called out. Whereas on the other hand, Cheyenne tweeted that she wanted to kill white babies, that she wanted to kick white kids, and that she's a Nazi lover, and yet she has taken zero accountability for this stuff. She never brings it up. The one time she did, she claims that she didn't write it and that she had a shared Twitter account, as if that was ever a thing that people did. So whenever Cheyenne gets up on this high horse and acts like some social justice warrior, it's pretty disgusting to me because first, why don't you take accountability for your own nasty words before going after others, Miss Nazi lover? Anyway, Cheyenne says, when Mackenzie comes, I'm not going to be like, hey girl, what's up? But I won't be like, it's on either. So they have the lingerie party, more B-roll footage to whack off to. Cory with whipped cream on him, grinding and twerking, the usual. Also, the bar is serving hormigas culonas, which literally means fat-ass ants in Spanish. Supposedly they are an aphrodisiac. But what is not an aphrodisiac, however, is this close-up of Cory drinking these ants up like it's a cold beer. The next day, Jade is feeling better. Her and Shawn have a session with Dr. Mike. He directs them to tell them what they need from each other. Shawn, what I need from you is to let me play a traditional role. I want you to be a man and handle more things yourself. And MTV shows flashbacks of Shawn not showing up to job interviews that Jade literally set up for him. Just in case we forgot why Jade can't see him as a man. Jade, what I need from you is to give me some of your workload. I see you stressing, and I can take some of that off. After all, he's unemployed. He's got plenty of time. Shawn, I noticed you were very uncomfortable during our last workshop. Let's talk about that. During the moaning exercise, I told myself that it was okay to drink, but I got split-second angry, like I did when I was using. Jade says that when you behave like that, it turns me into a mom, and I have to discipline you, and it's not sexy, and that's probably why we don't have sex. Jade, what would make you feel comfortable getting pregnant again? She says, my first experience was so negative. I had severe depression and no help. Everyone was in active addiction. Let me be ready on my own time. I need maybe 2 more years. Which, by the way, that is not the tune that she's singing now, 6 months after this retreat. They released an article where she said that, I'm letting God, I ran out of birth control, we'll see what happens. I don't know, maybe time just moves faster for Jade than the rest of us. Next, we get introduced to Mackenzie and her new man. She says, I'm a whole new woman. You get to meet new Mackenzie. And her boyfriend introduces himself. He says, my name is Casanio, I'm Jamaican, and I'm a teacher and a soccer coach. I've never been on TV before. I am the teen mom virgin. And he has braces, so he literally looks pretty young. I met him online. I gave him my number. I'm like, if you want to text me, and if not, not. And he did. We got close very fast. And now we've been together almost a year. But I feel like I've known him for a lifetime. He's so level-headed. I didn't think that I deserved someone like that. Which, let me just break here to say, like, thank God she got away from Josh. I really thought it was never gonna happen. They were together since like 2010, and her mom was trying to get them to stay together, and then her mom died, so she almost felt like her mom's like dying wish was for them to stay together. I really thought she was gonna be stuck with that dude forever. So good on her for getting out of that. I'm sure it took a lot. A few years ago, I made an ignorant comment. The backlash was the straw that broke the camel's back for me, and I want to apologize to Cheyenne in person. I don't want to have any issues with anyone. And so they arrive to the retreat, and the episode ends there. So what do you guys think of this week's episode? Do you think that Mackenzie really did say some racist stuff? Do you think that she's just stupid? Or do you think that she meant it? What do you think of Cheyenne getting so mad about it? Do you feel like she has a right to be mad? Do you feel like she's taking it too far? Do you feel like Mackenzie is seriously apologetic? Make sure to leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.